Gremlin on the road.
There are real surfers here. We've seen them, no wonder it was windy. But turns out, today, you can just use technology and avoid all these nasty splashes and getting too wet. The sea is warm enough even at the beginning of January. Where warm enough for some. There was one other bather. She said she was from Switzerland and used to swim in Lake Geneva in November. Oh, where are we? We're in Spain, in Costa del Sol, near Malaga, in a place called Torremolinos. You look at it and straight away you see why this became the beach holiday center for the masses. It's miles and miles and miles of even sandy seaside. This way to Malaga, which you can just about see in the distance, and this way to the neighboring town of Benalmádena. Let's have a look at Benalmádena first. This is the site that greeted us in the marina on January the 6th, the 12th night, which is when Christmas presents are exchanged in Spain. Somewhere there are the three wise men, and they're giving presents, like real presents, on the council, completely for free. The queue went on and on and on and on, guarded by, sign of the times, heavily armed police. Rather than join that queue, we had a look around a little fun fair set up nearby, with stalls selling traditional Christmas treats and traditional foods. And an elf village, which also had some free attractions, some crafts and face painting. And once again, the queues were enormous. The only commercial part of the whole enterprise was, on the contrary, quite empty. €3 a 5-minute ride. Not bad. We've seen worse. They've got captive audience.
Did you have fun?
Trust you to tell us when you get cold, okay?
Like most places around Costa del Sol, Benalmádena is a town of hotels and shops and restaurants, all for tourists. The marina is a little world of its own, full of funky shapes, all doing brisk business despite the high holiday, displaying both the traditional Latino regard for authorities and some pretty amazing business ideas. I mean, who would have thought that you can actually sell your old bread to people and they'll be fighting for it? I mean, how often do you get to feed a boiling kettle of fish? By the way, we never figured out what kind of fish they were, so if you do happen to know, let us know in the comments. Beyond the marina, there's another beach and an uninterrupted wall of hotels all the way to Marbella. So most evenings we preferred to go the other way, to what used to be the small fishing village of La Carijuela. The original Carijuela is still there, especially in the evening, and is full of restaurants that do feed tourists, but they don't just sell food for tourists. It's basically two streets. The seafront has all the tourist traps. The back street has normal local places.
Might be crazy, but I didn't want to go there, but now I like it.
Hey, you can't have Indian Tex-Mex, you have Indian Mex or Indian Tex.
The Chinese was good, but the tapas at Taverna Capasa were even better. We had some of the ham in the back. It was brilliant. Our other favorite from one visit before was Pascual, which serves a fairly eclectic mixture of local foods and whatever the tourists might fancy, and polished off a Wiener Schnitzel, which meant that we had the wonderful seafood paella all to ourselves. We briefly considered putting her on some sort of a diet, but it's pretty much like trying to ignore the eyes of a dog who wants some food off your plate. Impossible.
Mom, can I film something? That's what he is eating. Dig in! Dig in. And whilst we're doing, I'm going to show you a place over. You're not in the place, okay? No music. It's a nice place, I would say.
I must have been a bit tired because I didn't film any of the receipts, but basically assume about €100 for dinner for 3 with a bottle of wine and some apple juice thrown in. Really good prices here. The seafront is the local Corso. So this is your average sunny Sunday in January. Everybody local dressed in their best clothes, strolling on the Corso. English tourists wearing whatever. There are the bars and the cafes and pop-up attractions for children. Very reasonably priced in our view, like €3 for a 20-minute session, which is no end of joy.
Is it fun?
Yeah?
Good.
And the kangaroo. How was that? That was fun, actually really fun. Awesome, amazing trip. You'll see me on the top of that slide. Split down jump. So you fiddle down. Stand up and walk. Normally just like the flips. Nothing. And then at the end,
Woohoo!
so that's what you basically do. Easy peasy.
Afterwards, you can have a lunch in a chiringuito. This one, our particular favorite, serves absolutely divine deep-fried aubergine slices. Yeah, I know, doesn't sound it. And then you can have a dip, or you can build some sandcastles, or you can have another drink, and soon enough it's another evening, time for dinner, time for your evening stroll. But if you want to get off your backside and go and do something, well, Malaga isn't far, and we'll show you in the next video. Oh, one more thing. If you were planning on going, any questions, happy to answer. Just let us know and comment.